Hello, Tim. I'm back with the Linkbuds S. So we've been testing these out for a bit now, and they've been quite good. In short, now these like another pair of earbuds that we took on flights to test the ANC, which is a good thing for testing earbuds, and gives you a bit more of a realistic answer as to how good the ANC quality actually is. Now, two features on this which is handy. You've got speak to chat and quick attention, so they're quite handy to have built into the app. And again, with this app you need to set up for spatial sound, all that kind of stuff, so you'd have to nod your head here and there, take photographs and all that, to get the full features of them. Now, some of these features are tied to Spotify, which we don't use, but it's just an option that's there, which is good for those that do. So overall, the sound is pretty good, and to simplify it without getting too technical, it's a very balanced set of earbuds all over. They are loud, there is nice ANC, they worked well on the plane, blocked out much of the noise, and for balance they're really good as well. For gaming, which they are designed for too, they are pretty good for gaming as well, which is pretty good. So if you're into gaming, it's something you could look at. Calls were excellent, and that's another important feature. There's noise cancelling technology there, wind noise cancelling there as well, which is pretty good. And that's all point to on calls for me, and people on the other end seem pretty fine from testing. And something else on the gaming aspect I forgot to mention, which is AR. So that was pretty fine as well. And if you play certain games like Ingress and stuff like that, you'll be able to get a look at what that looks like. But overall, the sound is pretty good. It's been a couple of people have commented on the case and the material used. I thought it was pretty nice. It's something new. Some people didn't like it at all, but again, that's down to personal choice. But for me, I do like the touch or the touch of the feel of the earbuds and the case. It's not your usual smooth finish. It's more of a matte, bit over matte, you could say. And it was nice. It gives you actually additional grip as well, which is cool and works really well. So that's basically it. So overall, the sound is good, ANC is excellent, and calls are excellent as well, and that's important. That's what people look out for. Battery life is something that will be determined by your own personal use, which is different for everyone, as you know. Using your ANC, all that kind of stuff can impede on the battery life and your volume level, which for me was near enough to their claims, which was about 7 hours, 6 hours or 7 hours. It depends. But like that, having said that, it depends how you use them individually, which is, everyone uses their earbuds differently. I like to have my ANC on full volume and to the max with volume as well, which is probably not good for my ears, but that's basically how I use them. So, and that's just it, and everyone is going to be different, and that's just how it works with earbuds and so on. So we're going to have a look at the app and show you what that's all about. And you can see there in the notification panel that you have sound adapt, so you have adaptive sound, so if you move from one area to another it'll change. And then again, that's something you need to think about as well, and data sharing interest and all that. So you got your speak to chat that I mentioned there, ambient sound control, and you can switch to noise cancelling, ambient, or switch it off, and that will also suppress battery, as I mentioned earlier on. And this setting changes by adaptive sound control if your action changes. I did mention that as well. So it depends if you're outdoors or indoors, all that kind of stuff. That's all there in the app and pretty much in front of you. And this is what we're at the minute. Your battery status and all up here, AAC, DSEE. There's no app text on these, which might be disappointing for someone. You've got activity levels here, which we'll get badges for, which is not really something for me to be worried about so much, because I'm changing earbuds so much, so I'm not going to get all my badges. But you've your notification panel in here, so you've got that, and another badge there, all useless stuff for me and stuff I don't really pay any attention to, being honest, and most people probably won't either. But for me, because I change my earbuds probably every week, there's no point. So you've got your headphone state there, ambient control 17, manual, and you can optimize the switching for you. And you've got your case here and all that other kind of stuff. In here you've got your tutorials. If you need be, you can have a look. So we're just going to quickly show you what's in there. Controls work very well on this, which is a single, double or triple tap. You know how it works, and they work really well. So this will give you information here how to wear them properly. Of course, as I always mention, you get the correct wearing style, the tips, and that's the most important thing, is the seal for the best optimization for your earbuds. So it'll tell you which ones to pick, and that's it. So you just go through there. Your operations then on the controls, like mentioned, you have a single tap, double tap, triple tap, and tap and continue pressing for your quick attention or your Siri activation or Android, whatever it is you might be using. And that's pretty much it in there and how they're going to work. So if I press play, I'm going to pop these, block the sensor, see if we can get this working without having to put them in, to show you the track changing, all that kind of stuff. I'll probably just put them in, be easier, and we'll try it that way. So you have a single tap for play and pause, double tap to skip, triple tap to go back, and that's just how it works. Play, pause, double tap, and triple tap, which works really well. So it just works really well, and it's not going to work if they're out ears, I don't think. Once that sensor is out, sometimes they do if you can cover it. But yes, really easy to use earbuds. There's a nice area here to mess with there, so they're not too small, but they are really small earbuds in comparison to other ones we've got here. But in general, if what you want, so see if I block the sensor there now, play, pause, double tap, double tap, double tap, triple tap, and it works really well, as you can see. So that's how they're going to work there. So all your controls are there that you need at the tap of a button or whichever tap it is you assign, and they'll work really well. So for me, really good pair of earbuds, done well with ANC, nice and loud, comfortable to wear, and no lag latency either. So that means no lip sync errors there, you know, the way it gets behind sometimes. No problems there, great for gaming as well. And overall for the music experience, they're really good. So we're going to have a look at the sound options as well in your system. So you got ambient sound, you've got your playback controls here, and again you'll get some settings in here if you assign, and you can have this here. So that's that there for left and right, so that's how that works there. And the sound, okie dokie, you go back up here and you have your equalizer down here, and in here you just slide it. You'll slide across on this. You've got vocal, relaxed, mellow, excited, and of course you can customize your own as well, which you want. So you got your treble boost, and you've got your bass boost, and all that kind of stuff. Everything is in there, and this does be a bit annoying. And speech, manual, custom, as mentioned, you can customize as well. And that's basically it in short and how it works. So you've got your speak to chat there as well in this panel here. You need to analyze your ears and optimize for the best experience, as mentioned at the start as well, which comes with a lot of Sony earbuds now. So overall, for the money, they're probably, yeah, they're worth the money. They've done a great job. I've been pleased with them. I've had them on a plane. They've worked really well, and pretty happy with them and can't complain. So overall, a good product. And that's about it really. That's a look at the app as well and what you can expect, which is nice and handy to have at your fingertips as well. And plus you've got all your other options in there if you run into problems anywhere along the way, which is quite handy to have. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. We'll talk to you then.